Two Germans face each other in the second round here in Hildesheim. One of them walks onto Rammstein. The other walks onto the theme from Pokemon. Two very contrasting entrances for these two as the Wall Martin Schindler faces Pikachu, Ricardo Pietreczko. But both have had some success on the European Tour this year. In fact, both of them will be going to the European Championship along with the German number one Gabriel Clemens. And here in Hildesheim, we are seeing a bit of history. For the very first time in the history of the European Tour, we will have three Germans in action on the final day. We've had two reach the last 16 and indeed beyond on a number of occasions before now. We've never had three. Nico Kurz booked his place this afternoon. Gabriel Clemens booked his place this evening with that brilliant display against the top seed Dave Chisnell. And we are guaranteed either Pietreczko or Schindler in the last 16 tomorrow. And the winner is rewarded by a meeting with George Killington, an unseeded player who never got past round one before and yet whitewashed the number 4 seed Dirk van Dijvenbode on what has been a real shocker of a day for the seeded players. Is that going to continue for the number 13 seed Martin Schindler, who feels that his best work this year has come on the European Tour? Or can Shindy stop the rot and knock out Pikachu? Rob Malarkey's alongside me for it.
Yeah, I've got to say, Dan, I think neither of these two would be human if they weren't counting their chickens right now, because, yeah, it's a great opportunity, isn't it? Without being disrespectful to Killington, especially given the manner of his performance earlier today against Dirk van Dijvenbode. But my word, it is opening up, isn't it, for one of these two potentially to have a realistic shot at making a quarter-final on the European Tour stage. Something that Ricardo Pietreczko has managed already this year, by the way, and something that Shindy has managed in the past as well. And let's not forget that Shindy has reached the quarterfinals on bigger stages very recently as well, at the World Grand Prix in Leicester, his second quarterfinal at a TV major, don't forget, as well, after reaching the last 8 at this year's UK Open. But yeah, it's set up nicely, isn't it? I thought Nico Kurz played really well earlier today. Clemens, as we know, very rarely makes the final day on the European Tour, only the second time this year. And this is his 11th crack at the European Tour so far in 2023.
Yeah, good point you make about Shindy reaching the quarterfinals of the Grand Prix. His second major quarterfinal of the year. First German ever to reach more than one major quarterfinal. Clemens, of course, the World semi-final. Max Hopp, the European Championship semi-final a number of years ago. No 1-2-1 finish for Martin Schindler, but he did go for the bull at the end of it to try and make the next shot easy. It didn't quite work out.
I mean, Shindy, once he was in that quarter-final in Leicester, never really got going, did he, to be fair? But I think, I wouldn't say he looked like a man who was happy to be there, but it was quickly apparent that he was going to be up against it.
Martin, you require 65.
Anyway, 65 here for Shindy for the opener.
It looks useful.
25.
He slides in alongside it rather than underneath it. Ricardo Pietreczko can break throw in the opening leg. And that's exactly what he does.
Ricardo Pietreczko.
13 dart breaker throw for Pietreczko as well. That is more like it. I said yesterday after he beat Mickey Mansell that he would have to step up in class for the visit of Shindy today, but so far so good. I thought it was a little bit unconvincing at times from Pietreczko. He was a little bit reliant on mistakes. 6-4 the score, 91.5 the average, which is okay. But 10 missed darts at a double, I thought.
It was high quality for the first sort of half of the match, wasn't it? He was up over 100, and they both kind of
60.
faded. It got a bit scrappy, but I quite liked how he started that game. And I thought it was important for Pietreczko to go. I mean, it's obviously important because his place at the European Championship was very much in danger.
100.
But having suffered such a heartbreaking exit in round one in Budapest and missing out on the World Grand Prix, I think it probably would have been important for Pietreczko to put that right immediately. If he'd missed out on the European Championship, then it would have been two very, very costly losses for Pietreczko in a very short space of time. It's the sort of thing that can really derail careers for several months.
And Pietreczko as well won his tour card at the start of 2022, and he's currently, 63rd on the order of merit. So that's another issue that he's got to address this weekend as well.
Well, he will be going to the Worlds, of course, and so look, I think he's safe.
I think he's all right, but I think he wants to use this opportunity to give himself a springboard as well.
Yeah, but money, if he'd made the Grand Prix and the European Championship, that money probably secures him for the next year after that as well. But he is going to be at the Euros, and he started brilliantly here.
Yeah, I think actually that might just have eased the pressure.
Ricardo,
Okay,
you've acquired 50.
you know, Shindy's got objectives as well, but yeah, I think having guaranteed his place at the Euros yesterday, he's now on what? Well, he's on £18,500 on the European Order of Merit. So yeah, I think he can play with a bit more freedom in this one. And he's in good shape here for a 2-0 lead, unless Shindy can find this 119. Well, there's the 19. There's the 60. Can he find the 40? Yes, he can. 119 is the target, and 119 is found. And it's a stylish response and a very impressive fight back and a break back by Martin Schindler.
Well, there we go. Schindler missed 2 darts to win the opening leg. Pietreczko nicked it. Pietreczko missed 2 darts to win the second leg. Schindler nicked 1 back. Look at him go. Look at him go! Pikachu! Well, he started this game even better than he started the Mickey Mansell one yesterday.
Yeah. And maybe he wants to give himself an early birthday present as well, Dan. He's 29 next week, is Pikachu. I wonder what he's going to get for a present.
I would make a Pokemon reference, but I've literally got nothing.
I was hoping you would. I didn't know what your Pokemon expertise was.
Sadly lacking.
$140.
There's a Pokemon.
Well, you know more than me.
There's a Pokemon. Can he poke that one in there? No, he can't. He's poked a 1.
Semi-finalist in Riesa this year, of course, as well. His first European Tour semi-final for Martin Schindler. Beat Barney, Aspinall and Johnny Clayton that weekend before losing to MVG. Quarter-finalist in Kiel and Sindelfingen as well, so well-versed in the art of making the last 8 and beyond in these European Tour events.
80. Martin, you require 146.
But third-round exits in each of his last 3 European Tour events. Chance to edge himself in front here. And the chance has evaporated very swiftly indeed. Pietreczko will return looking at double 10 for a 2-1 lead and another break of throw.
Ricardo,
Another 13 darter in the offing here for Pietreczko as well. Very solid stuff indeed from the 28-year-old. Double 5, 1 more dart in hand. Well, it's a 15 darter, but that will do. It is another break. And it's another little warning there for Martin Schindler that Pietreczko is clearly in the mood for this one.
It's lively in here. Packed house, as it's going to be all the way through this weekend. It was from Friday night, to be fair, but it doesn't look like they've picked a favourite. Schindler undoubtedly has the higher profile out of the 2 of these, but Pietreczko's won himself a fair few fans in quite a short space of time.
Yeah.
Seems like they're remaining
45.
Decidedly neutral, the Hildesheim crowd, in this all-German affair.
$137.
I mean, there is a possibility that one of these two could face Gabriel Clemens in a semi-final. I think I might be getting a bit ahead of myself at the moment, but
no, do it. I mean, imagine. That'd be incredible, wouldn't it?
That's the earliest stage that they could meet another German player. Nico Koetz is in the bottom half of the draw, but there's
all German semi-final, all German final. Is that what you're saying?
Well, given the results we've seen this weekend, Dan, I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it in either.
Well, we still have the top 4 players in the world to come this evening. Michael Van Gerwen, Peter Wright, Michael Smith and Luke Humphries, the new world number 4 following his victory at the World Grand Prix. Gerwen Price down to number 5, but not here this weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Luke Humphries playing his first Euro Tour event as a major TV champion. Winning one of the biggest prizes in the sport. Looking to address his... Well, if he gets to the final, looking to address his record in finals this year on the European Tour stage.
Ricardo, you require 68.
But at least Chizzy's not there. At least he's out of the way. Might make things a bit easier for Luke.
36 for 32.
Game
Lovely.
play.
Well, we got daylight
Ricardo
between these two for the first time, and it's the man who is ranked number
first.
63 in the world who leads the man ranked 24 in the world.
Well, the 3 legs he's won, 13 dart break, 15 dart break and a 14 dart hold. These are very
93.
neat and tidy numbers for Pietreczko. Martin Schindler hasn't really got going. The 119 checkout, okay, standout, or one of the standout moments so far, but apart from that,
100. $54.
Not showing any real sign of letting up here, Pikachu.
100.
Just a ton he comes away with. He did beat Schindler back in February, averaging 106 on the Pro Tour.
125.
Savage deflection there for Schindler.
very similar pattern of flight there. The second dart going over the first. It was a very, if you look at those 2 visits that he's had there, that was very similar grouping from Pietreczko.
61. Ricardo, you require
Now,
161.
in position once again with Shindy on a bogey number as well. So 6 darts from here for Pietreczko for another break and a 4-1 lead. He's not sure where that's gone. And from that angle, yeah, there we go, single 19.
58.
Well, that could have been better for Pietreczko.
94.
Shindy gets
Ricardo,
back
you
on track
require
to
103.
some extent.
One treble combo. That's the treble. What double does he fancy?
Well, he took out double 16 in the previous, and he's going that way again. And once more, it's the same outcome. That is very, very impressive indeed from Pietreczko. The 36-32 combination in the previous leg. And there's the 103, the first ton plus checkout of the night for Ricardo Pietreczko. And how about this? 4-1 the lead, and it is 3 breaks of throw that he's got to Shindy's 1.
Well, even when Ricardo Pietreczko had that run in Leverkusen
60.
to the quarter-finals, beating Geert Nenches, Peter Wright and Stephen Bunting, he did so with averages in the 80s and 90s. He has never thrown 100 average on the European
100.
Tour. That might change here tonight, because he's currently averaging almost 102.
Keeps himself in that vicinity as well.
Well, even if Shindy had been perfect on his doubles, he'd still be trailing in this game. First 2 darts at double, which he missed, were both in the opening leg. Hasn't had a dart at double for the last 3 legs.
140.
And this is good from Pietreczko. Just about doing enough on throw in this leg as well.
94.
A lot of players would have incorporated the bullseye there. Pietreczko has gambled going for the treble 19, but ultimately it means that he can only get 1 dart at double in the next visit. That was enough when he took out 103 in the previous leg.
Ricardo, you require
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of faith in his own ability right now, as Pietreczko. Certainly a lot of faith in his shot-making ability. So treble 17, guess what? Double 16 once again. He really likes this double 16 tonight, and he's found it once again. A 103 checkout and now a 102 in quick succession. Once again on double 16, and it's relentless from Pietreczko. It really is, all the way through. Great start last night against Mansell.
59.
Great start tonight, but an even better finish in the second half potentially, and he's now 1 away. Look at this.
100.
That is a third maximum from Ricardo Pietreczko. And the form player from Germany this year. Certainly since the World Championship, where Gabriel Clemens was astonishing. But
140.
the main man in Germany, in terms of getting results on these Euro Tour stages, has been Martin Schindler. But he's being put to the sword here.
I think the crowd are siding with Schindler here, because I think there could have been a bit more made about those two checkouts that Pietreczko's produced there. I thought it was a little bit subdued.
123.
Well, they're going to get noisy if Pietreczko can wrap things up in this leg. Well, he's given himself a great opportunity.
What a leg this is as well. Potential 11 darter incoming here for Pietreczko to finish things off. Down to 90 after 9 darts.
139.
Wonderful setup shot from Martin
Ricardo, you
Schindler.
acquire 90.
Well, he might just have left himself with far too much to do, but this to wrap up a 6-1 win, a real statement here from Pietreczko. Watch out, George Killington, if Pietreczko finds his way through. 2 darts at double 15. Is he thinking about splitting this? I hope not, because Schindler's on 40. He's got to go straight for it. Just outside.
60.
God, he couldn't have been any closer.
2 match darts missed by Ricardo Pietreczko. This is the first dart at double Martin Schindler's had since leg 2. Does he remember where the doubles are?
Quizzical look from Pietreczko.
On the 7th leg, Martin Schindler.
Well, Martin Schindler does manage to get a leg back, but is an awful long way back from here. And his demeanour seems to suggest he knows that. Look at this, neat and tidy stuff, isn't it? Every single leg completed in 5 visits to the board. And there's no sign of that changing.
Yeah, a bit more appreciation for that. Ton 80, 2 missed darts at double 15 for the match so far for Pietreczko. You suspect it will be a matter of time before he gets more match darts, but Schindler might have other ideas. Ton 80 plays ton 80 in this 8th leg. 4 perfect darts. Make that 5. Fill it up, Ricardo.
140.
Martin Schindler might need a 9 darter, and he's not going to produce it. Pietreczko knows he's got 2 visits from here to wrap this up in 12 darts and complete a brilliant 6-2 win. The average is going to smash his personal best on the European Tour.
Well, it could be one of the best on the European Tour this year, full stop. Although it might take a little bit of a nosedive with this visit if he's not careful.
100.
Well, 2 masterpieces in the crowd and a masterpiece from Ricardo Pietreczko on the stage as well.
The Mona Lisa, their screams seem to follow you around the room.
140.
Little parting gift of a ton 40 from Shindy.
Ricardo, you acquire 81.
Could be the final darts that he throws this weekend in anger. Pietreczko already squandering 2 match darts at double 15. Looking for more here. 62 points away. Gets the treble 12 for double 13 for a passage into the 3rd round once again. And that is highly impressive from Ricardo Pietreczko. And just look at the average as well. The highest he's ever produced on the European Tour stage. 107.08. And great value as well for that win. And Pietreczko, well, who knows where it might take him, because tomorrow he'll be facing George Killington for a place in the quarterfinals. That's right, Pietreczko versus George Killington for a place in the last 8 here on the final day of the German Darts Championship.